Hi warriors, welcome back to the channel of Learning Philosophy. You've been playing life like a sheep, waiting for approval, following rules others don't even respect. That ends today. Machiavelli revealed a strategy used by ruthless leaders to rise above everyone else, be the lion and the fox. In the next few minutes you'll learn how to apply this ancient principle to crush obstacles, outsmart rivals, and command respect faster than anyone around you expects. Niccolò Machiavelli didn't write for the weak. His philosophy wasn't about being good, it was about winning. He understood one brutal truth: power belongs to those who are feared for strength and respected for intelligence. This video isn't motivation, it's a manual for domination. Stay with me to the end, and I'll give you 5 tactical power keys that will rewire how you move in relationships, business, leadership, and survival. The dual mastery principle, the cloaked intent method, the calculated fear advantage, the controlled mercy strategy, the inevitable ascension plan. Keynote 1, the dual mastery principle. Imagine yourself standing in a world where everyone chooses one identity. Some choose to be loud, aggressive, dominant, the lion. Some choose to be silent, calculating, observing, the fox. But what Machiavelli understood, and what most people never realize, is that true power isn't in choosing one. It's in becoming both. Being strong without intelligence makes you a predictable beast. Being intelligent without strength makes you prey. But when you combine the two, you become something rare, something unstoppable. You become the figure others fear to challenge and secretly wish to become. You don't dominate just with muscle, you dominate with mind. Think about it for a moment. How many times have you seen a strong person lose everything because they were too straightforward, too honest about their intentions? They roar loudly, everyone sees their attack coming, and their power collapses under strategy. And how many brilliant individuals have you seen quietly crushed, their ideas stolen, their contributions ignored, simply because they lacked the courage, the presence, the force to defend themselves? They think sharply but act softly. Life devours them. Machiavelli's lesson is brutal but true. You cannot survive as only one. To rise, you must hold the claws of the lion and the brain of the fox within the same body. Now picture a room full of competitors, colleagues, relatives, rivals. Some speak loudly to prove dominance. Others hide in shadows to gather advantage. But you, if you master this dual identity, you walk into that room and people feel something shift. They don't know if you're friend or threat, ally or predator. Your power lies in the ambiguity. You are readable enough to be respected, unreadable enough to be feared. You don't announce your strength, you radiate it. You don't expose your schemes, you execute them before anyone understands what happened. A lion leads with presence. The moment he steps forward, space rearranges around him. People move, voices lower, energy changes. You must cultivate that same aura. Stand with stillness. Speak only when needed. Look directly, without flinching. Slow movements signal control. Controlled expression signals inner power. A lion doesn't prove he's king, his existence proves it for him. You must become that. But presence without intelligence is empty. That's where the fox enters. The fox watches what people miss. He sees alliances forming, weaknesses cracking, opportunities opening. He listens more than he speaks. He plans 3 moves ahead. When others move emotionally, he moves strategically. You become the fox when you learn to hide intention behind courtesy, when you smile knowing more than you reveal, when you gather information without exposing your curiosity. In a negotiation, a fox never asks for power, he positions others to offer it. In conflict, a fox never attacks first, he waits for his opponent's blind spot. In ambition, a fox never announces desire, he builds quietly until resistance becomes useless. And here's the real secret: they must never know which version of you they are facing. One day they meet the calm strategist who listens, nods, adapts. The next, if necessary, you unleash the lion who enforces boundaries, demands respect, and refuses disrespect. People cannot manipulate what they cannot predict. This duality is psychological warfare. It keeps your enemies uncertain, your allies disciplined, and your reputation dangerous. Machiavelli would tell you that the world rewards neither the purely gentle nor the purely fierce. It rewards the one who shifts form as needed. The wolf wears the lamb's wool until the door is left open. Then the jaws appear. Strength disguised as softness. Cunning disguised as humility. You must be warm enough to attract opportunity, yet fierce enough to protect it. You must be kind when kindness buys advantage, ruthless when mercy invites weakness. The lion protects territory. The fox expands it. One defends your throne. The other acquires it. Keynote 2, the cloaked intent method. Listen closely because this principle separates the powerful from the predictable. Most people speak too much. They reveal intentions before they even begin to act. They tell their dreams to friends who secretly envy them, announce plans that others quietly work against, expose their strategy long before it has teeth. Machiavelli warns us of this human flaw. When your plans are visible, they become vulnerable. The world does not attack what it does not see. A seed underground grows untouched. The moment it sprouts above the soil, everything tries to eat it. Your ambition is no different. Think of how many times you shared a goal, starting a business, building a career, improving yourself, and suddenly you felt resistance. People questioned you, doubted you, discouraged you. They planted uncertainty in your mind. And some, the ones with softer smiles and quieter voices, simply waited for you to fail so they could confirm that you were never a threat. You gave them the playbook. You handed them the sword to stab you. This happens because the unguarded mind seeks validation. It wants applause before achievement. But applause without results is counterfeit reward. You must learn to operate like a fox, silent, patient, invisible. A fox walks through the forest without a single leaf cracking under its feet. He studies the path. He memorizes the terrain. He watches prey without being noticed. You must move the same way. Let your ambition live inside you, not on your tongue. When people ask what you are planning, give them fog, not facts. You are improving. You are working. You are focused. Nothing more. No dates, no strategies, no specifics. Because the moment they know your blueprint, they know where to sabotage. There is a psychological power in secrecy. When others don't know your next move, they cannot prepare. They cannot stop what they cannot predict. They cannot attack what they cannot see. You become unpredictable, dangerous to those who wish to compete with you. Silence is not weakness. It is the camouflage of power. Your results will announce themselves in time, and when they appear, it will be too late for anyone to interfere. Watch how successful leaders behave. They are calm. They do not debate their goals. They do not ask for permissio. To act. They move quietly and let the world witness the impact, not the preparation. Meanwhile, average people broadcast every minor idea. They mistake attention for achievement. They burn energy explaining things that could have been used building things. They leak power with every unnecessary word. The enemy of progress is the need to be understood. When you keep intentions hidden, people underestimate you, and underestimation is one of the greatest strategic advantages. They won't guard the doors you plan to walk through. They won't prepare defenses against moves they don't expect. They won't fight you because they don't see you coming. They look left while you strike from the right, and when your success finally emerges, it appears not like effort, but inevitability. They will call it luck. Let them. Luck is just the disguise of preparation. You must learn to nod while thinking differently. Agree in conversation while planning your own path internally. Smile while you build quietly. Let curiosity about you grow. Let them wonder why you are calm, what you are working on, why you're improving while saying nothing. Silence builds mystique, and mystique builds power. Words evaporate, execution echoes. The fox wins not by force, but by foresight. You walk forward with your desires locked behind your ribs like secrets too sacred to expose. Actions, not announcements, become your language. You leave people guessing, doubting, analyzing, but never knowing. And uncertainty keeps them from standing in your way. Keynote 3, the calculated fear advantage. Now we step into a truth that polite society refuses to admit, yet every ruler, conqueror, leader, and king has understood since the beginning of civilization. People respect strength, but they obey fear. Love is soft, emotional, conditional. Fear is hard, reliable, consistent. You can be loved today and forgotten tomorrow. But once people fear crossing you, they think twice before disrespecting you. They weigh consequences. They tread carefully. And in that hesitation, you hold power over them. Look around your own life. Notice how the kindest people are often taken advantage of. How the man who always says yes becomes invisible. How the one who never sets boundaries ends up exhausted, unappreciated, ignored. Their goodwill becomes a resource others drain without guilt. Why? Because love alone does not command respect. Love without consequences invites exploitation, and exploitation grows wherever weakness is tolerated. Fear, however, creates structure. It creates order. A boss who tries to please everyone becomes a joke. A leader who fears offending ends up powerless, but a leader who sets a line and enforces it becomes a force. It is not cruelty, it is control. When you allow people unlimited access to your time, your energy, your emotions, you hand them a weapon they can use against you. But when you control access, when you make them work for your approval, suddenly they value what you offer. Scarcity increases worth, distance increases desire, and fear protects respect. Machiavelli never glorified brutality. He understood something sharper. Fear is effective when it is controlled. You don't destroy people randomly. You don't rage. You do not become reckless or loud. That is not power. That is insecurity. Power is calm. It punishes only when necessary and with precision. When someone disrespects you, you correct it immediately and decisively. You don't shout. You don't debate. You demonstrate consequences. A boundary without enforcement is not a boundary, it is a suggestion, and weak men live on suggestions. Imagine someone betrays your trust, speaks behind your back, tries to undermine you. The average person forgives endlessly, hoping loyalty will return, but loyalty without accountability is fantasy. You remove access, you withdraw privilege, you stop feeding what weakens you. You show that betrayal has a price. People learn faster through consequences than through words. A quiet punishment is louder than a loud argument. And here's the paradox. When you are capable of punishment, your mercy becomes more valuable. Your kindness holds weight because people know it is a choice, not a weakness. But if you are incapable of punishment, your kindness means nothing. Power is not just being loved. It is being someone others do not want to disappoint or provoke. They respect your presence because they know your absence hurts. They respect your approval because they know your disapproval has consequences. You become a psychological storm. They prefer not to challenge. Think of history's great rulers. People adored them, yes, but more importantly, they feared disappointing them. Fear keeps order when love wavers. Fear maintains loyalty when convenience fails. Fear holds structure when chaos tries to rise. People follow those they know can strike, but choose not to without reason. That restraint is power. You don't need to shout to be intimidating. You don't need violence to be feared. Your calm confidence, your unshakable boundaries, your unspoken capability to defend yourself, that alone shapes the behavior of everyone around you. When you walk into a room like someone who knows what they will and will not tolerate, people sense it. When you speak with self-assurance, others adjust their tone. When you hold eye contact without lowering your gaze, you communicate dominance without saying a word. You don't ask for respect, you draw it. You don't beg for loyalty, you command it. And people who once took advantage now tread carefully, unsure of how far they can push. That uncertainty becomes your shield, your armor, your throne. You become someone they love perhaps, but fear losing even more. Keynote 4. The Controlled Mercy Strategy. Mercy. A word society romanticizes, yet Machiavelli understood it not as virtue but as strategy. Mercy is not something you give freely. Mercy is a currency. When spent wisely, it creates loyalty. When given carelessly, it creates parasites. Look closely at your life. You've forgiven people who never deserved forgiveness. You've helped those who later forgot you. You've given chances to people who proved again and again they would waste them. Every time you did, you trained them to disrespect you. You taught them that your kindness has no cost. But power demands a different approach. Mercy must be controlled, measured, intentional, not offered from weakness but leveraged from strength. Think of a king. He does not grant pardon because he is soft. He grants it to display dominance, to show that he can destroy, and chooses not to. His mercy is a reminder of his power, not a denial of it. When you act from strength, your kindness becomes a gift others remember. When you act from desperation, your kindness becomes a discount others exploit. You must learn the difference. People do not value what they can access endlessly. They value what they fear losing. There are times when being generous creates alliances, times when helping someone earns a debt of gratitude, loyalty, obligation. Machiavelli would tell you, it is better to hold a person owing than to owe them. When you give someone support in their moment of weakness, when you offer guidance, opportunity, protection, if done strategically, they become psychologically tied to you. They remember your hand when no one else extended theirs, but that gift only carries power if it is rare. If you give it to everyone, it becomes ordinary. If you give it repeatedly to the same person, it becomes expected, and expectations kill appreciatio. Picture this. Someone comes to you begging for help, money, time, advice, emotional support. If you give without parameters, they will take again and again until you are empty. But if you help once, firmly, clearly, with standards and boundaries, you gain leverage. You position yourself as benefactor, not servant. You create loyalty rather than dependency. You make them respect the weight of your generosity. Controlled mercy doesn't just build relationships, it builds hierarchy. Someone who owes you stands lower. Someone you owe stands above you. Choose your direction carefully. Kindness without discipline leads to resentment, because the moment you finally refuse, they call you selfish. Not because you changed, but because they were never grateful, only entitled. But when you are disciplined from the beginning, when people know your yes is powerful and your no is final, they will not test you. They will not push boundaries you have already made clear. You don't have to cut people off to gain respect. Sometimes you just have to stop giving. Look at the most respected leaders. They are compassionate, but not infinitely forgiving. They reward loyalty with generosity. They punish betrayal with distance. They understand when a soldier fights well, he receives honor, wealth, recognition. When he fails through laziness or disloyalty, he loses privilege. This is not cruelty, this is order. Humans are motivated by reward and disciplined by consequence. Mercy alone is incomplete. Consequence alone breeds rebellion. But the balance, Mercy when earned, consequence when needed, creates stability. You must hold your generosity like a sword sheathed, not thrown to the ground. People should feel its weight even when it remains hidden. When you help someone, let it be known that you saw their potential and chose to support it, not because you need their approval, but because it benefits both. When you forgive, let them understand it is rare, a token of your character, not a pattern. When someone crosses you, do not explode. Withdraw warmth, pull back access. Their world should feel colder without your presence. Only then will they value it when returned. Mercy is not weakness. Mercy is power under control. A king who never punishes is overthrown. A king who never forgives is feared but not loved. But a king who chooses when to be merciful holds hearts and minds in the palm of his hand. He becomes unforgettable because people see the lion behind his kindness and the fox behind his restraint. They know his softness has teeth. They know his silence could turn into thunder if provoked. They know he could destroy, but does not. Keynote 5, The Inevitable Ascension Plan. Power isn't taken in a day. Thrones aren't seized in one moment. Empires are built quietly, brick by brick, step by calculated step. People think success is sudden because they only notice the final strike, never the patient preparation behind it. They see the lion roaring on the battlefield, but they never saw the fox gathering information, building alliances, mapping territory in the shadows. You cannot dominate the world loudly until you first conquer it silently. A warrior who charges without strategy dies with courage, but without victory. Machiavelli teaches us that real power feels inevitable only when it is the product of slow, invisible ascension. Look at how successful individuals rise. They don't start by challenging the king. They start by knowing the castle. They observe who holds influence, who is weak, who is ambitious, who is loyal, who can be bought, and who must be removed. They build skill while others waste time. They grow discipline while others chase comfort. They learn leverage while others beg for permission. Move like this. Improve yourself while no one is watching. Let your growth be a storm forming beyond the mountains, silent, undeniable, approaching. Most people want recognition before they have results. They want respect before they have built competence. They want the crown without surviving the war. But in the Machiavellian world, you earn power through proof. Skill is the currency of influence, not dreams. Nobody follows potential, they follow capability. So you must sharpen your mind like a blade. Study people, study power, study how leaders think, how they move, how they speak, and then practice until your words carry weight, until your presence changes the room, until people listen when you speak, not because you ask, but because your silence was louder. Imagine power as a throne at the top of a staircase. Each step is progress. Each step is discipline. You do not leap to the top, you climb. Some days you move 2 steps, some days only 1, but you never step backward. Your competitors laugh at your slow progress because they cannot see the pace. Then one day, without announcement, you are near the top. One final move and the throne is yours. They will call it sudden. They will call it fate. But only you will know how many silent nights built that miracle. And when the moment comes for the lion to appear, do not hesitate. Strike. The fox prepares the victory, but the lion claims it. There will come a time when opportunity opens like a gate unguarded. The weak hesitate, fearing they are not ready. The powerful leap. You must seize moments with absolute conviction. A single bold move can change your entire life. A single decisive action can establish authority forever. Confidence is not waiting for permission, it is creating the outcome you want. You cannot be passive in your ambition. You must move with intention, build alliances without announcing them, collect resources without explaining why. Improve yourself without needing applause. Power is a long game played by the patient. You must think like a tactician planning years ahead. Place yourself where opportunities pass. Position yourself where influence concentrates. Stand close to power until one day you become the power. When people see your rise, they should not understand how it happened. They should only feel that it was inevitable. There is a reason kings do not shout about their goals. They do not tell the world how they will win. They win. Victory speaks on its own. When your success arrives, let it roar for you. Let those who doubted you watch from below. Let those who betrayed you taste silence. Let those who underestimated you feel the shift in status. The same people who ignored you will seek your attention. The same ones who doubted will ask for guidance. The same ones who tried to stop you will pretend they always supported you, and you will smile, not out of revenge, but out of recognition that power was always your destination. You simply waited like a fox and struck like a lion when the time was right. Your ascension wasn't random, it was engineered. You now understand Machiavelli's ultimate strategy: think like a fox, strike like a lion. The dual mastery principle, cloaked intent method, fear advantage, controlled mercy, and ascension plan, these aren't ideas. They're weapons. Those who use them rise. Those who ignore them serve. Claim your sovereignty. Step into power, calm, silent, undeniable. But this is only the beginning. In the next video, I'll show you how Machiavelli manipulated loyalty and turned enemies into pawns. If you want that knowledge, prove it. Stay. Subscribe. Prepare for war.